Actress Gillian Anderson is reportedly bemused by the fact that her former partner, Crown writer Peter Morgan, has moved in with her friend Jemima Khan just weeks after they ended their 4-year relationship. Now, we might not all know all of the ins and outs, of course we don't, but when it comes to dating, is it ever okay to hook up with a friend's ex? Judy.
Oh, hell no. No, I don't think so. I think there is, you know, girl code and so on. And why? Why would you want, like, my seconds or my friend's seconds? I just feel like, you know, you just move on. There's so much other people. I think it will cross a line. It will never be the same. You know, obviously, if it's someone like when you were 16 and 15 and now you're like 40 and you've met up again, but I still think it would just be uncomfortable. I think you just should know some kind of boundaries. But in saying that, I'm honest, if I went out on a date with someone and nothing had happened, we just went on a date and we stay friends, I'd definitely say to my friends, guys, there's this nice guy I know, and I would invite him before there was lockdown to whatever event we're having and see if, like, he likes my friends, and I'd try and pass him on, but try, if he's a good guy that I thought he was good enough.
You literally are passing him on.
Well, yeah, I haven't done anything with him. We've just had a conversation, but why should I be selfish in that way when maybe I've got good, like, friends, my close circles, that would need a nice partner, and he's a nice guy, and just, you know, introduce and see what happens. I love setting people up.
What if you fell in love with someone and then they're with your friend?
Well, and then they're with my friend. They go with my friend after I've been in love with them. That would be
with your friend.
That would be a problem. My close codees, that'd be a problem. I think the way I am with my friends, I don't think that opportunity would ever arise. They wouldn't really be in conversation privately with anybody I'd fallen in love with. But I think you have to look at the foundation of your friendship. If you come and you're honest and say, listen, this was someone I know you went out with 10 years ago, for some reason there's a connection, and you have that conversation and you're aware of what this could happen and what could cause the breakdown of your friendship.
A lot of it's about honesty.
It's about honesty, and I think that's what it is.
And Linda, you've had experience of this.
I have had experience, yeah. one of my exes was having an affair with a friend of mine, so it was a bit of a shock when I found out. Actually, he bought me for Christmas a lady shaver. It was the weirdest present, and I remember thinking, why would I want a lady shaver? I'm not a man, I don't shave. I do pluck my chin, but I don't shave. And it turns out that she recommended he got me a lady shaver for Christmas.
I mean,
anyway, they're all right now. It's all water under the bridge. And
at the time, were you more hurt in terms of him or her?
Well, he'd done it a few times before, so it wasn't the first time for me. But I was more upset, I think, with my friend, because I'd be telling her, you know, I'm worried about his cheating and everything. And little did I know he was cheating with her. So yeah, I was more upset with my friend at the time.
That's why you can't tell your friends how good, you know, the conversation is. You know, they'll start to think about it
because they may want a bit of conversation too. But one thing that we're forgetting here is, Denise, I think, is that men are more than capable of making their own decisions where relationships are concerned. So it shouldn't always be a so-called girl code thing when men are also involved in this.
Well, yeah, because the way the press are chronicling this particular case is almost like Jemima Khan has snatched Gillian Anderson's man away. And of course, that's probably not the case at all. And as you said, Charlene, you know, it's easy to judge people when we don't know anything about it. But I think girl code now is hugely important to me, hugely important. But on the other side of the coin, when I was 16, which may seem sort of irrelevant now because I'm 110, but when I was 16, when it was the olden days, when I was 16, I had a very, very close girlfriend who is still on the periphery of my life now. And she fancied this guy, and she'd fancied him for years. It was, you know, almost obsessively so. And that wasn't returned. And I can't remember how it happened, but I ended up getting off with him, as we used to say. And she was so upset. I thought she was overreacting at the time because he wasn't ever showing any interest, and it had just been a short fling. But years later, I went to visit her abroad where she was living with this guy when we were grown-ups, probably in our late 20s, and she was really hostile towards me. And I remember phoning my mum and dad saying, I don't know what I've done. It's really awful. I'm having a horrible time. And it turned out that she had never gotten over the fact that I had done that. and it had affected her and the way that she felt about me. And then I felt awful that she'd carried, that I'd done something to make her carry that into her adult life. So I was really very, it's not something I'd made a habit of, but it's easy to think that those indiscretions mean nothing when you're so young, but actually they can.
And there are so many insecurities we have when we're younger to do with relationships that are then carried on into adult life.